Let's take up some commercially important alcohols. Methanol and ethanol are most important alcohols which are used commercially. Methanol, how do we prepare? Carbon monoxide on reduction or water gas on reduction with hydrogen in the presence of zinc oxide and chromium trioxide as a catalyst at high pressure 200 to 300 atmosphere, 573 to 673 Kelvin, we get methanol. Methanol is also called wood spirit because it can be obtained by destructive distillation of wood. Next, we are taking ethanol. Ethanol can be obtained by fermentation of sucrose, which we have done earlier also. So, sucrose on hydrolysis in presence of invertase gives glucose plus fructose. So, glucose or fructose gets fermented in presence of zymase to give ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Next, we are taking preparation of ethers. First, we are taking dehydration of alcohols. Ethyl alcohol, when dehydrated with concentrated sulfuric acid at 443 Kelvin, we get ethene. Here we add double concentrated sulfuric acid than alcohol. But if we take double alcohol and half concentrated sulfuric acid and temperature is controlled at 413 Kelvin, we get diethyl ether. So diethyl ether is formed from 2 moles of ethyl alcohol with concentrated sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin. The formation of ether is a nucleophilic bimolecular reaction, that is, it follows SN2 mechanism involving the attack of alcohol molecules on protonated alcohol as shown in the next slides. Here we have alcohol which reacts with H positive ion to form protonated alcohol. So first step involves protonation of alcohol with the help of H positive ion which is generated from concentrated sulfuric acid. Now this protonated alcohol is attacked by another mole of alcohol and results in the formation of protonated ether. This is protonated ether because oxygen has got positive charge here plus water is formed. Now protonated ether is unstable because positive charge on oxygen is never stable. It will lose H positive ion and this pair of electron will be given to oxygen and we will get diethyl ether back. That's the way how ethyl alcohol can be converted into diethyl ether by dehydrating with concentrated sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin. Next, we are taking Williamson synthesis. This is the most important method for getting unsymmetrical ethers. Alkyl halide and sodium salt of alkoxide, sodium salt of alcohol is called sodium alkoxide, will result in the formation of ether. Plus sodium halide will be formed. Let's take up sodium tertiary butoxide plus methyl bromide. NaBr will be removed and we will get an ether which is called 2-methoxy 2-methyl propane or methyl tertiary butyl ether. Tertiary butyl methyl ether will be the common name, whereas IUPAC name is 2-methoxy 2-methyl propane. Here remember you have to take sodium salt of tertiary butyl alcohol and primary halide. If you take opposite, that is if you take tertiary halide and take sodium methoxide, then nucleophilic substitution reaction will not take place, rather elimination reaction will take place. Br from here will be removed and H from here will be removed. We will get isobutyrene, that is 2-methyl propene will be formed plus NaBr plus methyl alcohol will be formed. So be very careful that if you want to prepare tertiary butyl methyl ether, you have to take sodium salt of tertiary alcohols and react with primary halide. If you take tertiary halide and sodium salt of alcohol, you will get alkene. That is, elimination reaction will take place due to the presence of strongest nucleophile. Phenol, when react with NaOH, it forms sodium phenoxide. With suitable alkyl halide, we can get ether. Unsymmetrical ether can also be obtained from phenol using Williamson synthesis. Or sodium phenoxide reacts with suitable alkyl halide to get ether. Let's take our physical properties of ether. The carbon-oxygen bond in ethers are polar because ethers have net dipole moment. Reason being that they are bent molecules and dipoles do not get cancelled. But the weak polarity of ethers do not appreciably affect their boiling point, which are comparable to those of alkanes of comparable molecular mass, but are much lower than the boiling points of alcohols because alcohols have intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Normal pentane has got 309.1 Kelvin, ethoxyethane has got 307.6 Kelvin, which has got similar molecular weight, but alcohol butane 1-ol has 390 Kelvin. So hydrocarbon and alkane have nearly similar molecular weight. With nearly similar molecular weight has similar boiling point, but alcohol have much higher. This is the way how lower ethers can form hydrogen bond with water molecules. So lower ethers are soluble in water, whereas higher ethers are not. Let's take up chemical reactions of ethers. Ethers are least reactive of the functional group. The cleavage of carbon-carbon bond in ethers takes place only under drastic conditions with excess of hydrogen halide. The reaction of dialkyl ether gives two alkyl halide molecules. ROR when treated with HX, in the first step cleavage takes place, forms alkyl halide and alcohol. Alcohol is further reacting with HX, so you get RX again plus water is formed. Here we are taking alkoxybenzene which reacts with alkyl halide. This will react with HBr or HI but not react with HCl because HI has lowest bond dissociation energy and HBr also has less bond dissociation energy. So HBr and HI can react to form corresponding phenols and alkyl halide is formed. Here remember we get phenol plus alkyl halide and not alkyl benzene plus alcohol. Reason being there is a double bond character between carbon oxygen bond, so therefore this bond cannot break. Secondly, we can say phenoxide ion is stabilized by resonance. So phenoxide ion will take up H positive ion forming phenol and alkyl halide. If you have unsymmetrical ether and treated with HX, you will get alkyl halide and alcohol. The reaction of an ether with concentrated HI starts with the protonation of ether molecule. This is the mechanism of the reaction. This is CH3O, CH2, CH3 which reacts with HI. So H positive ion leads to protonated ether plus iodide ion is formed. Let's take up methyl ethyl ether which reacts with HI. So H positive ion forms protonated ether plus iodide ion is formed. In second step, this protonated ether is attacked by iodide ion and the iodide ion starts forming bond with methyl group and this bond starts breaking. Ultimately, methyl iodide is formed plus this side we get alcohol because protonated ether, this protonated alcohol, here bond will break to get protonated alcohol, but protonated alcohol, this positive charge will be lost because here bond gets broken, so we get alcohol and methyl iodide is formed. Third step, we have got CH3, CH2OH, that is alcohol is reacting with HI to form protonated alcohol and iodide ion is formed. This is ethyl alcohol which reacts with HI to form protonated alcohol plus iodide is formed. Protonated alcohol is unstable, it is attacked by iodide ion, so we get alkyl iodide plus water is formed. Iodide ion reacts with CH3, CH2, OH2 positive, that is protonated alcohol, reacts in the formation of ethyl iodide plus water is formed. So this is the mechanism of the reaction. This is an important reaction where we are using tertiary butyl methyl ether. Tertiary butyl methyl ether when treated with HI, remember bond will break here. Because tertiary carbocation being more stable, it will take up I negative ion to form tertiary butyl iodide. CH3O negative will take up H ion to form methyl alcohol. Let's take up the mechanism of the reaction. First step, protonation of this ether will take place, which slowly changes to tertiary carbocation plus methyl alcohol is formed. Tertiary carbocation reacts with iodide ion to form tertiary butyl iodide. Methyl alcohol is already formed. Give the major products that are formed by heating each of the following ethers. First we have got this ether, this is second ether, this is the third ether. We have to react them with HI and give the products. Let's discuss the reaction in the next slide. Here, this ether reacts with HI, so cleavage takes place here. So we get higher alcohol and lower alkyl halides. We will get CH3, CH2I and the higher alcohol will be formed which is more stable. Now here we are treating with HI, so here this carbocation is more stable. Because this carbocation is tertiary carbocation, that's why this tertiary carbocation takes iodide ion and normal propyl alcohol is formed. Here this carbocation were more stable, CH2 positive will take up OH and here you will get CH3, CH2I will be formed. Here we have got benzyl phenyl ether, so bond will break here because benzyl carbocation is stabilized by resonance, so we'll get benzyl iodide plus phenol is formed. Next, we are taking electrophilic substitution reaction. OR group is ortho and para directing because it is electron releasing group. So it activates aromatic ring towards electrophilic substitution reaction in the same way as phenol. Here we have got OR. A lone pair on oxygen takes part in double bond formation. Oxygen acquires positive charge. This pair of electrons shifts to ortho position. So we get negative charge at ortho position. Negative charge at ortho position results in the formation of double bond here and pair of electron shifts to para position. So we get negative charge at para position, and now this pair of electrons shifts to forms the double bond here, so that these electrons shifts back to oxygen. Here we have got positive charge here, and now this pair of electron is shifting back to oxygen. Negative charge results in the formation of double bond and we get this structure. Finally, we get ether back, and here double bond is formed, electron pair goes back to oxygen, we get ether again. Next, we are taking halogenation. Phenyl alkyl ethers undergo usually halogenation in the benzene ring. For example, anisole undergoes bromination with bromine in acetic acid or ethanoic acid, even in absence of ferric bromide catalyst. It is due to activation of benzene ring of the methoxy group, and para isomer is obtained in 90% yield. Anisole reacts with bromine in ethanoic acid, forms para-bromoanisole, which is formed 90%, and ortho-bromoanisole, which is formed up to 10%, which is a minor product. Let's take a Friedel-Crafts reaction of anisole. Anisole, when react with methyl chloride in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride using carbon disulfide as a solvent, methyl group will attack at ortho and para position. We get 2-methyl anisole and 4-methyl anisole. Next, we are taking Friedel-Crafts acylation. Anisole reacts with ethanol chloride or acetyl chloride in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride. The product formed is 2-methoxyacetophenone. COCH3 group will come at ortho and para position, and 4-methoxyacetophenone. Major product will be para, that is 4-methoxyacetophenone, and minor product will be ortho, that is 2-methoxyacetophenone. Nitration. Anisole reacts with concentrated nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid. This is called nitrating mixture. Nitro group will come at ortho and para position. We get 2-nitroanisole and 4-nitroanisole. Para-nitroanisole or ortho-nitroanisole, para-nitroanisole or 4-nitroanisole will be the major product. 2-nitroanisole will be minor product.